Okay, let's go deeper on this document by looking at the overview of the Maqasid Shariah. So I don't want to go too technical on the discussions of the Maqasid Shariah because I believe a lot of us, I think most of us are the ASAS members. You have the basic knowledge on the Maqasid Shariah, but the discussion of the Maqasid Shariah is primarily centered on promoting Masalihul Ibad as the ultimate goal that must be attained. I think the discussion of Maqasid, we can take a story of Maqasid Sharia itself by understanding the what we call it, the definition first, where scholars put the definition of Maqasid Sharia as the asrar, or the secret of God, the secret of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the objective of Allah, why they are coming out with the rulings, all the rulings that they have. Especially looking at the Sharia itself. In Sharia, we have a lot of rulings, and behind all those rulings, what is the secret and objective of Allah? That's why the scholars put the different definition even in the Maqasid Sharia. I think it's coming from the different perspective, where they're looking at the perspective of Maslahah when they discuss the Sufic perspective. We have a lot of discussions among how they look, and they are giving the perspective of giving the definition of Maqasid itself. But at the end of the day, the discussion is centered to understand why we need to understand the Maqasid Sharia, is to make sure that especially the Mufti, the one who give the pronouncement, can understand when they are coming out with the pronouncement, they must also make sure that they are in line with the Maqasid Sharia. Somehow, if you coming out with the pronouncement, but at the end of the day, it violate the principles of Maqasid Sharia, it can give a harm to the society at all. So that is the first things why the scholars discuss the topic of Maqasid Sharia before it had been expanded to the a very unique knowledge until now, and even the scholars try to put how to make the Maqasid Sharia in the practice itself. So I don't want to go further discuss on that particular discussion, because I think it will give us more opinions, and at the end of the day, we don't know how to land on that topic. But I just mentioned about the typical discussion of Maqasid Sharia among the scholars, where they always mention about these two things. The first is the discussion of Daruriyat, Hajat, and Tahsiniyat. And the second one, they will always discuss about the five necessities, which is the Kulliyat al-Khams, which is the protections of religion, protections of life, lineage, intellect, and wealth. These are the typical discussion of the Maqasid Sharia. And if we want to bring this discussion of Maqasid Sharia into the Islamic finance world, I think we have a series of discussion among the scholars, not only the scholars, among our ACC members as well, how we want to put in practice this typical discussion of the Maqasid Sharia. I'll give you one example. For example, we want to take the protections of religion. Take one product in Islamic capital market, sukuk, for example. How we want to say that our sukuk today actually is aligned with the protections of religion. I think it's quite difficult, right? It's quite difficult to justify. Yes, you can justify a lot. For example, okay, since this sukuk actually is Sharia compliant, we can avoid the riba. Riba is prohibited by the God. Allah is prohibited riba. Then we manage to avoid from riba. Actually, we obey God. So when we obey God, so we are aligned and protect the religion by obeying God. So this is one justification given by the scholars when we ask how sukuk can lead into protections of religion. So there's one answer. But another scholar says that it is not related to the protections of religion, because it's indirectly related. Because the focus actually, avoiding riba actually is to protect the wealth, to hifzul mal, to protections of wealth of the human. Because when we avoid ourselves from riba transaction, actually we are saving our society, and make sure that the circulations of wealth among the people actually is is good. That's for the benefit of the people. So it's more on the protections of wealth rather than the protections of religion. So interpretations of scholars given when we ask that kind of question means that the discussions of Kulliyat Khams and the Islamic capital market product actually is far-fetched. It's very far. It's just like the discussions of these five necessity is what we call it is 30,000 feet. 30,000 feet is just like an aeroplane where we can see that aeroplane, but we cannot know what is the type of aeroplane, what is the features of aeroplane, right? So if we cannot see, then how we want to relate and imagine and implement and to attain that kind of high level thing. So that is why I think the issues that we face in implementing the Maqasid Sharia, the five necessities of Maqasid Sharia in Islamic capital market product actually is very crucial. So I would say the challenge that we face may result in inconsistencies and overlap. So this is what we call it the outcome on the questions and the series of questionnaires that we ask the scholars when we try to interpret the Maqasid Sharia, the five necessities of the Maqasid Sharia. So that is why from that, our team tried to take a look more deeper, which approach to implement the Maqasid Sharia. So that is why by understanding and put back the literature on the Maqasid Sharia, one of the approach that we take actually is to take a look at the Ibn Ashur advancement on the Maqasid Sharia. As we all know that Ibn Ashur is one of the renowned scholars in the Maqasid Sharia and well known as the reference for the Maqasid Sharia. And the good things about the work done by Ibn Ashur, where he made a significant advancement by introducing a specific Maqasid Sharia or Maqasid Sharia Khasa, which is dedicated for the certain types of rulings. For example, Ibn Ashur has put for the financial transaction, they have this own specific maqasid. For the family law, they have their own specific maqasid. For the criminal law, they have a specific maqasid. So Ibn Ashur has made some dedication in the work of the Maqasid Sharia by putting a specific maqasid. Why? I believe that why Ibn Ashur put that, because they want to make sure that the achievement of the Kulliyat Khams, the five necessities can be achieved. Because if you take all rulings that happen, yes, we can generalize and say that, okay, this is all the Sharia ruling is for the protections of religion, for the protection of life. But if you want to go and dedicate it on the specific areas, for example, in the muamalat or the financial transaction, I think we cannot generalize it that way. We must have a bridge to attain that and to make sure that we can achieve better and give more clarity towards it. So that is why from that 30,000 feet, Ibn Ashur had make it lower down to see probably 10,000 feet. And when it is lower, like aeroplane just now, we can see what type of aeroplane, what airline is that. So we can give more imagination and we can see more clearer things to be done. So this is approach taken by Ibn Ashur. And our Maqasid Sharia guidance actually is try to take a look and take approach of the Ibn Ashur to when we're coming out with this document, we are taking the approach given by the Ibn Ashur. But before I go further on the details of our guidance, let me tell you few stories, few considerations that we take in coming out with this guidance. Number one, implementing Maqasid Sharia, actually, Maqasid Sharia is not a ruling. We cannot put the ruling as Maqasid Sharia. That's a very clear fact of it. But what we can do on the Maqasid Sharia, actually put it as principles rather than put it as a rule. And this is a new way of, I believe that the financial system is also changing. Coming from currently, our system actually is a rule-based. Even in Islamic finance, we are totally rule-based because the ruling is coming from the ACC kan. Every rulings actually is a rule. So you must do it, you can do it, or you cannot do it. That's certain about it. But world already changed. Sustainable Development Goal, for example, they have changed it from the rule-based into the principle-based. UNPRI, United Nations Principle of Responsible Investment, they are not coming with the ruling, they are coming with the principles. UNGC, for example, United Nations Global Compact, they are coming with the principles, not coming with the ruling. So I think same goes to the Maqasid Syariah here. If we cannot go by the ruling itself, because the ruling is already there, Maqasid Syariah is not a ruling. So that is why I think the good approach to be taken actually is go for the principle base, because by having the principle, so it can be more clearer to be adapted, just like ethics, for example. Ethics, yes, we can ask people to do the good deeds, but we cannot put the standard to the people to do the good deeds. You must do the good deeds. So this is not the intentions of the document. So that is why when we are coming out with the document, we are aware that we cannot do a rule-based anymore for this kind of document, because number one, it is a Maqasid Syariah, not a ruling. And number two, because of other documents also going for the principle-based, and we are also going for the principle base. But bear in mind, when we coming out with this kind of document, we put them as a reference, UNGC, UNPRI, SDG, all the documents down there, even the SC document. So we put it as a reference, but it is just a reference, because when we are coming out with this Maqasid Syariah guidance, this Maqasid Syariah guidance actually is more earlier than the SDG and all those documents. So when we craft the principles of the Maqasid Syariah, we are not, yes, we can take a look as a reference, but our fundamental and literature still back to the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we are only taking the approach to issue the principle base because of the needs of this document to be implemented in our Islamic capital market system. So again, I would say from the Maqasid perspective, we took the route of the Ibn Ashur as I mentioned. We need a specific and dedicated objective or the specific Maqasid Syariah or Maqasid Syariah Khassah to attain the 5 necessities that we mentioned just now. And we are focusing on the financial transaction. Yes, in the economy, in Islamic economy, in Islamic finance is also very big topic. But our focus of objective actually is on the financial transaction. Even Ibn Ashur mentioned about Maqasid Syariah Khassah fi Tasarrufat Maliyah. Mentioned about the financial transactions, the objective of Sharia, specific objective of Sharia for the financial transaction. So now, financial transaction is still in the scope of the akad, still in the scope of akad that we made in our products, especially like our sukuk, for example, our structured products, P2P product, crowdfunding, and so on. So this is why I think our focus is on the financial transaction as been mentioned by Ibn Ashur, and we expand the view of Ibn Ashur. What is the view of Ibn Ashur or the Maqasid Syariah? Ibn Ashur mentioned about the 5 specific maqasid for financial transaction. Number 1 actually is al-rawaj. Number 1 is rawaj. Number 2 is wudu. Number 3 is sabat. Number 4 is al-adlu. Number 5 al-hajzu. So these 5 are the 5 Maqasid Syariah introduced by Ibn Ashur for the financial transaction. And we took from Ibn Ashur this view, and our series of discussion among us and among our SAC members from 5 specific Maqasid Syariah given by Ibn Ashur, we expand it into 6. We are using the same. I would say that the essence of what mentioned by Ibn Ashur, we are taking it all and we expand it into the 6 and what we call as the 6 aspiration. If you can see here in this slide, aspiration 1 until aspiration number 6, actually we are taken it from the Ibn Ashur.